Hey everyone, Rosa here from Rise Mind Body Fitness, and you're watching the first video of the 10-week Rise Challenge. So the first thing I'm going to show you before we get on to the first exercise is I'm going to give you a visual, and I'm going to help you to understand what it is that you're going to be working on so that we can have a greater intention to what we do, okay? So this bowl here is going to play the role of the hip, and the stick is going to play the role of the leg, okay? So what we're going to work on here is we're going to try, the goal is to try to get maximal range of motion and mobility in the joint. We're going to try to make full circles. Unless, even if you're doing a normal stretching routine already, unless you're actually trying to achieve this, it's likely that you don't have this full range of motion, okay? It's very common that our joints will move this way and then cut right halfway through, but we don't normally have the full range of motion just because of, you know, we sit down, whatever it is that we do in life, we just tend to lose that range, okay? So it's very important that we have this part of our practice every day for maintaining joint health, okay? So what we're going to do, consider two things: the movement in circular motions in our hip joint and the spinning effect of the actual femur, which the femur is the bone of the leg, okay? And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the knee, which is this tip here, to the opposite shoulder, and we're going to aim to stretch, or to rub the end of the joint back and forth in this part of the joint, okay? And as we do that, we're also going to imagine spinning, okay, the leg bone inwards as we do that, okay? That's going to create a totally different effect on the stretch, okay? As we do that, we're going to move along and go all the way until we make a full circle all the way around here, and that's what you want to visualize. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to lie down on your back, and you're going to straighten one leg, and you're going to grab the other knee with the opposite hand like so. Okay? Now, this hand here is grabbing the outside of the knee, and it's thinking of creating that spinning effect of the leg. Okay, and now we know that when we bring the knee here to the opposite shoulder, we know that we're rubbing against this part of the joint here, okay? Another common error is we usually tend to just drop our lower leg and forget that we have a lower leg. So it's really important that you bring mindfulness into the lower leg and to the foot, so don't let the foot dangle, okay? So you're going to hold the lower leg muscle and the foot, bring some mindfulness to it. What that's going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to connect the whole leg from the hip to the foot as one chain, okay? So it's very important that you do that. Creating that spinning effect of the bone and bringing the knee up to the opposite shoulder and just rubbing back and forth. Just like that, back and forth, okay? Then you're going to hold part of that, wherever you feel most comfortable, you're going to hold that position. It's very common that you'll feel impingement and tightness in the hip or even on the outside of the hip. Okay, which is fine. It will actually get better throughout the week. And you're just going to hold that position, and you're going to take a deep breath in. And you're going to breathe right into the right hip and allow the inhale to educate you and guide you on where to place the hip. So you may find when you inhale into the hip, it might move the hip a little bit. Allow that to happen. Hold it for 10 seconds. The whole 10 seconds you're holding the breath. Imagine the breath constantly still filling the hip. Okay, then when you exhale, do not pull it in deeper. Exhale and hold the new position that the inhale put your hip in, okay? But allow everything around the joint just to relax. Again, still thinking of spinning inwards when you do that. And you're going to do that for 5 breaths. Then you're going to come across, and we're going to work on this part right here of the joint. So we really got to make sure we're spinning in, we're bringing that awareness to the leg to keep that connection, okay? We can bring our other arm into play at this point. Again, still thinking of keeping the spin in as we rub up and down, okay, creating that arch with the knee up and down so that we can maximize, okay, the rub against the joint. And then we're going to take a deep breath into the hip. Hold that for 10 seconds, okay, keeping our mind in the hip and imagining it constantly filling. And then we're going to exhale without moving the hip, okay, all the way around. So these are traditional stretches. You know, when you stretch your hip, you've probably tried this stretch here before, maybe even a nice groin stretch. But the cues that I've provided for you is going to allow you to really connect properly to the whole chain, okay, which is going to be really important for what we're trying to achieve, okay? Once you're done, you can put your leg down. Allow yourself to acknowledge and witness the changes that you've created. They may be really obvious. You might feel like your leg is 5 inches longer, or you might not, which is fine as well, okay? And then you're going to repeat on the other leg. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and grab both knees, okay? And just grab them nicely where it just feels passive. If out here is fine. If you feel like you want to bring it here, that's fine as well. And you're going to do 5 to 10 breaths breathing into the lower abdomen. You're going to hold your breath for 10 seconds, and then you're going to exhale. Again, very important, if your inhale guides you to move something, allow it to. So if it moves your legs away from you with the inhale, then that's the position that you need to be in. You hold that position for 10 seconds, then you're going to exhale and allow all the joints to relax, the muscles to relax around the joint without pulling it in deeper. You are going to repeat that every single day for the next week, okay? You got to do that. The challenge requires that you do that every single day, at least once a day. Ideally, if you can do it twice a day, that's even better. It shouldn't take you more than 8 to 10 minutes to do that routine. You can do it first thing in the morning as soon as you wake up, or you can do it as the last thing you do right before you go to bed at night. Again, if you have the time, I would highly recommend you do both. You start your day and end your day with it. Every single day you're going to do this for a week until I send you the next video of the Rise Challenge. Change your body, change your mind, change your life.